P.I.A Production in Action.
So what is P.I.A?
Alright, so what is P.I.A? P.I.A Production in Action.
Production in Action.
Production in Action.
Is basically where everyone in TFA gets together and collaborates on one big project.
P.I.A it's when we get a large group together to accomplish one goal.
It's a big project that crosses all the disciplines. All the students for that semester get together and
you get to collaborate with people who are not just in your discipline but in other disciplines, audio recording, people that you don't normally see.
All the disciplines come together and they collaborate on a school-wide project that takes about 3 weeks, and it's really intensive and hands-on, really geared towards getting you into your field, working with professionals so you have this knowledge when you graduate.
And make them work with a real-life professionals. So it's a major program, and we only have a couple of weeks to do it. So it's very time-consuming, and you have to be on your toes, be professional to get it done. This particular P.I.A, we're doing projection mapping.
Projection mapping.
Projection mapping for a band called Fluid Minds.
nobody really knows how to do or what to do.
I've never really divulged into it before, so this has been a very interesting concept.
I am considered the Pandora's Box operator for this projection mapping project. Standing behind me is a scale model of what we're projecting on, and I've been using Pandora's Box and a projector and a load of different custom content to project onto the blocks.
What do I think of the project so far?
What do I think of the project so far? Slightly disorganized. Getting a large group of people to work together on one common goal is a little difficult, but it's working out.
What do I think of the project so far? It's interesting. I think it has a lot of potential, and I really do like it.
The project has been very complicated and filled with a lot of questions.
It is very tricky trying to work with different programs that we have little experience in. For the game people, a lot of the time we have to work with Maya. Some of us are really specialized in it, as well as others, so a lot of tutorials, a lot of trying to figure out how to do different programs.
I was a little bit mixed when the project first, was introduced. But as it's moved along with these last couple of classes and our deadlines were really laid out for us, everything has gotten a lot more structured and a lot more organized, and I'm feeling pretty confident right now.
It's been a little chaotic because I'm sure people have said it before, but none of us really knew what projection mapping was, and so now we're kind of understanding the logistics of it and finally getting some really good content put together.
What obstacles have you faced
And had to overcome.
creating content for something that none of us have ever created content before? Working together with such a large group of people that a lot of us have never, really gotten to know. There's a couple people in our groups from the film ones and everything, and that we met when we first came here.
Organization, communication, huge issues. But again, that's coming into, it's getting fixed now.
The most difficult overall was during the NATO summit being away from the city, so not being able to coordinate with the rest of the group, not being able to work on the content, just things like that.
Some obstacles we faced, we've had a lot of really great ideas and so much ideas that we haven't had enough time to put them all to paper or put them all on our project. So we have to we had to dull it down and pick what we really wanted to do and what we really wanted to work on.
The major obstacle is no one actually knowing what projection mapping was, in the sense that we didn't have the capabilities or experience to be able to make this ourselves, and it all kind of boiled down to all of the disciplines saying hey, I'm in game, I'm in recording arts, I'm in film, what am I supposed to do with this? So it's been a learning experience for everyone. We're getting as much information as we can for all of the different softwares that we can use, and kind of just winging it in a sense, helping each other out.
If I had more time to do something differently,
I'd like to collaborate more with the group, have the group work more together, because it seems like everyone went independently and made their own things and then brought it to the group's attention instead of the entire group knowing what's going on. So I'd like to do that differently.
you have to gather your content, whether it be images off the computer or getting information for, filming your content, whatever it is, the layers that you're getting, you got to gather that, put it into Adobe Effects, go through Maya, and then take the Maya file, put it on the Final Cut Pro, and then put it into Pandora's box. That is the summed up version of what we have been doing so far.
If I had more time, what do I think that we would have done differently?
I would have simply thought things out a little bit more, especially with this break that we had during the project. I think that is the nail in the coffin which really messed us up. We're back on track now, but if I could go back and suggest anything, I would say to handle that situation better, because that was very disorganized.
It's a learning curve, the software. We've asked the students who, recording students and film students to learn these different programs that are really VFX based, like Maya and even After Effects. A huge learning curve with that. I mean, we're kind of asking everyone to, take initiative and learn these programs in less than 3 weeks and come out with quality content. But at the same time, that's when you're at your most creative state, and it depends on how you work under pressure. But I know that I work well under pressure, and I really try to push myself to explore different areas and experiment. And I think that the biggest challenge can really be the biggest strength at the end of the day.
Am I confident in my group's decisions for content and so forth?
Am I confident in my group's decision for content and such? Yeah.
After pulling an all-nighter and really getting all our content together, and we really collaborated with all 3 groups and not just one.
So with this being such new technology, how do you think it'll benefit our future?
I mean, this will look good on anyone's resume. It doesn't matter what you are. If you're a recording arts student and you go to a company and say, hey, I worked on a projection mapping live performance, they're going to be blown away. If you're a game student, film student, it doesn't matter what discipline you're in, this is a very impressive project and it will impress anyone who sees it.